Hello students, good morning. Welcome to class 11th. So we are going to start our first chapter in math, that is set or set theory. First we'll see the definition of set theory. A set is a well-defined set of objects. So what do you mean by well-defined? For example, let me take the example of set. Always remember sets always denoted with the capital letters. Maybe you can take A, B, or X or Y, whatever you wish. And the sets always represented in the curly brackets. If I take the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, or maybe 9. Okay, so this is the first example of a set. Then if I go for another one, maybe I take cat, dog, pig. This is another example of a set. Or if I take some another one, this week, if you take, we are taking the numbers, we are taking the animals. Maybe you can take rivers, Ganga, Krishna, Godavari. Okay, this is the set of rivers we have. Or if I go for another example for set, you may go for maybe English alphabet or A, E, I, O, U. I'll go for only vowel. Okay, maybe you can take another set as a consonant. Okay, so these are the examples of a set. So, but we use the one word well defined. What do you mean by well defined? If I go for the X set, I can say these all are the natural numbers from 1 to 9. And if I go here, I say these are the animals names. If I go to the third set, I can say these are the reverse names. So by looking at the numbers or elements, we say they are the element. Cat is the element of set A, dog is the element of set A, and 6 is the element of set X, and so on. Okay. So by looking at the elements, I can define them what they are actually. Now let's take an example. I'll take for another one. Maybe I'll go for Y. If I say Y is the best batsman in the world. If I collect all the names of the who is the best batsman in the world instead of all the batsmen, let me take only one. Okay, who is the best batsman in the world in cricket match? If I go, or best footballer, or best hockey player, whatever the thing you consider. Now, if I ask you the answers of this one, different people will give me different names. Somebody says Sachin is the best, or somebody says Lara is the best one, or whatever. Somebody says Sehwag is the best batsman, or Dhoni is the best. Different names they use. Okay, so the word best itself is not defined in mathematically, because when I say best, the definition of the best word changes from person to person. Different people have different scenario to define the word best. Okay, or if I say any other example which is not a set, maybe you can, I'll give it as anti. Oh, here fill it up by with example. So you can write your own example here. Fill it up with own example. Okay, so which is not a set. If I say, I'll give another example for you if you want. Maybe I'll go for it as P equals to what you can say, mm, smartest boy in the world. So myself, I am the smartest boy. Yourself, you are the smartest boy. To define the word smartest is again a difficult thing because smartest, the word definition changes person to person because the points criteria you select to define the smartest or best man, it changes from person to person. So these are all the examples which are not a set. Best man, wherever they use the word best, worst, smart, ugly, such type of things where the definition changes from person to person. So we don't call them as a set. But if I ask you, for example, write the names of the rivers. So I think instead I taken three rivers names. You can continue here. I'll put a dot. That means as many rivers as there in the world if you want to write. For example, I write the all the rivers which flow in our country, right? So you ask any person, they write all the rivers names which are flowing in the India. They don't change. The elements in the set won't change from person to person. If I ask the person to write the vowels 100%, so they write A E I O U only. They don't write anything else other than A E I O U because these are the vowels doesn't change from person to person or country to country. Wherever the world you go, the vowels remain A E I O U. If I ask you to write the numbers from 1 to 9, all the integers or natural numbers from 1 to 9, so everybody has to write the same numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. It doesn't change from person to person. Okay, so that's the meaning of well defined. By looking at the numbers, it has to be identified which category they belongs to or from, and it doesn't change from person to person, area to area, or anything. Even if you ask any American person to write the rivers of the India, what are the rivers are floating in India, so they have to write the same names. Ganga, Krishna, Godavari, Brahmaputra, whatever other things are there, they have to write the same names, right? So those are the definitions of set is. A set is a well-defined set of objects, or instead of set, you can use the word well-defined collection of objects, because if I use the set to define the word set again, so it confuses you. So a set is a well-defined collection of objects. So now representation of set I go. How do you represent the set? So there are two ways to represent the set. One is roster form and another one is standard form. Let's see what is the roster form and how to use the standard form. Roster form and standard form. Okay. Okay. In the roster form, like if I want to write the integers from 1 to 10, I'll write it as A equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. If I want to write the same thing in the standard form, how do I write is A equals to X. This is the symbol such that we call it as such that X. Let me take the equation. X, this is the symbol belongs to, X belongs to natural number and X should be less than, maybe you can put 11. Okay, this is the standard form of a set of the above one. This is the roster form above one and the below one is standard form. Here X, and what is X? X is a natural number and X must be less than 10. Okay, these are the two representations of the I'll give the examples in the these are the two representations of the set. I'll give the examples. You can convert them into standard form and roster form in the worksheet. Thank you.